In the first example, we will manually configure a router. We will also statically assign the Internet Protocol version 4 address to the devices. We create a file, we add a router 29111, a switch 296DO, and 2 computers. Likewise, we will connect the devices with direct network cables. We enter the CLI of the router. We enable, configure the terminal, assign to interface G00, the IP address ending in 11, and the mask. Then, we enter the configuration of PC0 and assign 92.168.110 with mask 24 and gateway 192.168.1.1. In the same way, we enter the configuration of PC1 and assign 192.168.111 with mask 24 and gateway 192.168.111. From the command prompt of PC0 to test connectivity, we ping the address 192.168.1.1.1 and the router 192.168.1.1.1. In the same way, from the prompt of PC1, we ping the address 192.168.1.1.0 and the router 192.168.1.1. All connectivity tests work correctly. Now we save the topology and then exit. In the second example, we will use subnets for Internet Protocol version 4. We will create 2 small subnets that remain within the same mask. We can use any subnet calculator. We enter the network 192.168.1.0 with mask 26 and calculate. We can save the values. We also calculate the second network 192.168.1.64 with mask 26. Notice that 64 is the next available IP. We create a new file, we add a router to 9111, 2 switches to 960, and 2 PCs for each subnet. We enter the CLI of the router, we enable configure the terminal, assign to one interface the first IP address with the calculated mask. We also assign to the other interface G01 the IP address 192.168.1.165. Remember that 64 is the network. We assign to PC0 the IP address 192.168.1.1.0 with mask 26 and gateway 192.168.1.1.1. In the same way, we assign to PC1 92.168.1.1.1 with mask 26. Now in the other subnet, we assign to PC2 192.168 with mask 26 and gateway 192.168.165. In the same way, we assign to PC3 192.168.171 with mask 26. We verify that the addresses are correctly assigned. For presentation purposes, we can add color circles to the subnets. From PC0, we test ping 192, 168, 170, and 71, but the addresses have not propagated yet. While we wait, we enter PC2 and ping the same network. Then we test the other subnet 192, 168, 1110, and 11. Now that it has propagated, from PC0 we ping 192.168.1.7 TO and 71. After testing and obtaining a correct result, we proceed to save the topology and then exit. In the third example, we will statically assign IP addresses, but version 6. Recently, there has been an increase in its usage. We use the same topology, a router 2911, a switch 2960, and 2 PCs. Then we make the connections with direct type network cable. We enter the CLI of the router, we enable configure the terminal, define IPv6 unicast routing, define the interface. We assign the Internet Protocol version 6 address 2001, TV8 QAN1 with mask 64. We place no shutdown and exit. We configure PC0 with the address 2001, DB8 110 with mask 64. We leave the link and the router IP as gateway. We configure PC1 with the address 2001, DB8 QAN20 with mask 64. We leave the link and the router IP as gateway. In the command prompt of PC0, we test ping to the address 2001, DB81 to 20, which connects perfectly. In the command prompt of PC1, we test ping to the address 2001 DB81 to 10, which connects perfectly. In this way, we assign Internet Protocol version 6 addresses. Then we save the topology and exit. In the fourth example, we will configure a DHCP server, which will provide Internet Protocol version 4 addresses to the connected computers. We reuse the topology of the first example. We add a server and connect it to the switch 2960 with a direct network cable. We enter the CLI of the router, we enable, configure the terminal, assign to interface G00 the address ending in 100.1. We configure the server, we assign the IP address statically 192.168.10.2, the mask and gateway. In services, we select the DHCP, activate the service, place the gateway, enter DNS server 8.8.8.8. We start with address 101 and mask 24. We define 50 users as maximum and then save the service configuration. We enter the configuration of PC0 and change the static IP to DHCP. We do the same with PC1, leaving DHCP as the IP configuration. PC1 was assigned address 1zul1 and PC0 was assigned 1zul2. We ping from PC1 to the address ending in 1zul2. We enter the command prompt of PC0. We ping the address 192.168.1.101 and it connected correctly. For informational purposes, we change the server name to DHCP. We save the topology and then exit. In the fifth example, we will perform a simulation of the same topology to analyze IP packets and the ARP and ICMP protocols. We rename the topology file, we click the simulation button, then we open the command prompt of PC1. We ping PC0, the simulator captures the event and the terminal remains waiting. We press play so the command finishes. While the command continues executing, we see the simulation of sending packets and frames. When it finishes, we can inspect the events. In the information, we can observe the events and in which layer of the OSI model they were captured. Likewise, if it is incoming or outgoing. We see how ping creates ICMP requests. It responds to the request with a reply. When it is incoming, we see how it detects the ICMP packet. We also see how the packet moves between layer 3 and layer 2 of the OSI model and the conversion into frames, which are also used in layer 1. We see how in layer 3 the IP headers are handled, and in layer 2 the frame headers using 802.3 and how the ports receive the frames. We can also obtain information from the switch. We execute show MAC address table, and it shows the connected MAC addresses. We can also enter the router, execute the command show IPRP to display the IP addresses, the protocol, the type, and the interface. It should be considered that ARP population sometimes does more work, but it is a program issue because in real equipment it should display it, besides the layers of the OSI model. In the simulation we can also see the events from the PDU details to show the content. Sometimes we feel the command prompt or even typing errors occur. To clear the terminal we select and drag it to the main screen. Now we will perform a test with an address that does not exist. We see how the different processes execute graphically. Since it is an invalid IP address, after several attempts we see that the waiting time expires, mainly in the RP request. We stop the simulation, and with this we analyze the different processes. Then we save the topology and then close. As usual, we can find in the user folder, PT, and in the saved folder. We can observe the 5 explained examples. That is all for this video. If you liked it, subscribe, leave a like, and activate notifications. See you in the next video.